Spring and Fall by Gerard Manley Hopkins. To a young child. Margaret, are you grieving over Golden Grove on leaving? Leaves like the things of man. You with your fresh thoughts care for, can you? Ah, as the heart grows older, it will come to such sights colder. By and by, nor spare a sigh, the worlds of Wainwood leaf-meal lie. And yet you will weep, and know why. Now, no matter, child, the name, sorrow's springs are the same. Nor mouth had, no, nor mind expressed what heart heard of, ghost guessed. It is the blight man was born for. It is Margaret you mourn for.
Writing by Howard Nemeroff. The cursive crawl, the squared off characters, these by themselves delight, even without a meaning. In a foreign language, in Chinese for instance, or when skaters curve all day across the lake, scoring their white records in ice. Being intelligible, these winding ways with their audacities and delicate hesitations, they become miraculous, so intimately out there at the pen's point or brush's tip, do world and spirit wed. The small bones of the wrist balance against great skeletons of stars exactly. The blind bat surveys his way by echo alone. Still, the point of style is character. The universe induces a different tremor in every hand, from the check forgers to that of the Emperor Huizong, who called his own calligraphy the slender gold. A nervous man writes nervously of a nervous world, and so on. Miraculous. It is as though the world were a great writing. Having said so much, let us allow there is more to the world than writing. Continental faults are not bare convoluted fissures in the brain. Not only must the skaters soon go home, also the hard inscription of their skates is scored across the open water, which long remembers nothing, neither wind nor wake.
To Solitude by Alice Carey. I am weary of the working, weary of the long day's heat. To thy comfortable bosom, wilt thou take me, spirit sweet? Weary of the long, blind struggle for a pathway bright and high, weary of the dimly dying hopes that never quite all die. Weary searching a bad cipher for a good that must be meant. 'Tis content with being weary, weary with my discontent. I am weary of the trusting, where my trusts but torments prove. Wilt thou keep faith with me? Wilt thou be my true and tender love? I am weary drifting, driving like a helmless bark at sea. Kindly, comfortable spirit, wilt thou give thyself to me? Give thy birds to sing me sonnets, give thy winds my cheeks to kiss, and thy mossy rocks to stand for the memorials of our bliss. I, in reverence, will hold thee, never vexed with jealous ills, though thy wild and wimpling waters wind about 1,000 hills.
Ode by Arthur O'Shaughnessy. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams, wandering by lone sea breakers and sitting by desolate streams. World losers and world forsakers on whom the pale moon gleams. Yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. With wonderful, deathless ditties, we build up the world's great cities, and out of a fabulous story, we fashion an empire's glory. One man with a dream, at pleasure, shall go forth and conquer a crown, and three with a new song's measure can trample an empire down. We, in the ages lying of the buried past of the earth, built Nineveh with our sighing, and Babel itself with our mirth, and o'erthrew with prophesying to the old of the new world's worth. For each age is a dream that is dying, or one that is coming to birth.
Meditation on a Grapefruit by Craig Arnold. To wake when all is possible, before the agitations of the day have gripped you. To come to the kitchen and peel a little basketball for breakfast. To tear the husk like cotton padding, a cloud of oil misting out of its pinprick pores, clean and sharp as pepper. To ease each pale pink section out of its case so carefully without breaking a single pearly cell. To slide each piece into a cold blue china bowl, the juice pooling until the whole fruit is divided from its skin, and only then to eat. So sweet a discipline, precisely pointless, a devout involvement of the hands and senses. A pause, a little emptiness. Each year harder to live within, each year harder to live without.
The American Soldier by Philip Freneau. A picture from the life to serve with love and shed your blood, approved maybe above, but here below, example, shoe, 'tis dangerous to be good. Lord Oxford. Deep in a veil, a stranger now to arms, too poor to shine in courts, too proud to beg. He who once warred on Saratoga's plains sits musing o'er his scars and wooden leg. Remembering still the toils of former days, to other hands he sees his earnings paid. They share the due reward, he feeds on praise, lost in the abyss of want, misfortune, shade. Far, far from domes where splendid tapers glare, 'tis his from dear-bought peace, no wealth to win, removed alike from courtly cringing squires, the great man's levy and the proud man's grin. Sold are those arms which once on Bretons blazed, when flushed with conquest, till the charge they came. That power expelled. That power expelled and freedom's fabric raised. She leaves her soldier, famine, and a name.
Mezzo Kami by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Half of my life is gone, and I have let the years slip from me
and have not fulfilled the aspiration of my youth. To build some tower of song with lofty parapet, not indolence, nor pleasure, nor the fret of restless passions that would not be stilled, but sorrow and a care that almost killed, kept me from what I may accomplish yet. Though halfway up the hill, I see the past lying beneath me with its sounds and sights. A city in the twilight, dim and vast, with smoking roofs, soft bells, and gleaming lights. And here above me, on the autumnal blast, the cataract of death, far thundering from the heights.
In the basement of the Goodwill store by Ted Kutzer. In musty light, in the thin brown air of damp carpet, doll heads, and rust, beneath long rows of sharp footfalls like nails in a lid, an old man stands trying on glasses, lifting each pair from the box like a glittering fish and holding them up to the light of a dirty bulb. Near him, a heap of enameled pans as white as skulls looms in the catacomb shadows, and old toilets with dry red throats cough up bouquets of curtain rods. You've seen him before. He's wearing the green leisure suit you threw out with the garbage, and the Christmas tie you hated, and the ventilated wingtip shoes you found in your father's closet and wore as a joke, and the glasses, which finally fit him, through which he looks to see you looking back. 2 mirrors, which flash and glance, are those through which, one day, you too will look down over the years, when you have grown old and thin and no longer particular, and the things you thought you were rid of forever have taken you back in their arms.